Hi, I'm Adam. Welcome back to Roll or Die. Today we're doing another edition of Instant Purchase, and we are looking at Cabo from Bezier Games. Cabo is a light card game where you're trying to get the lowest score in your hand between four cards. The catch is you don't know what cards in your hand. They're face down in front of you. Now, as you're playing with friends, you're swapping cards, you're sliding back and forth on the table, all trying to keep track of where that zero card went that you really want to have in your hand. Perfect game for the bar or other social setting out. So we're going to show you how it plays, and then we're going to come back and tell you why we think Cabo is an instant purchase. All right, in a game of Cabo, when you set it up, each player will have four cards that are face down in front of them as a hand. There'll be a draw pile and a discard pile. Now for this demo, we've set it up for 2 players. I don't think this game plays well at 2 players. It's better at 3 or 4, but we're just showing you the 2 player setup for ease of this demo. On your turn, well, let me go back. At the start of the game, you do get to secretly look at 2 of your cards. So if I peeked at these, I knew I'd have an 11 and an 8 in my hand. The goal of Cabo is at the end of the round to have the lowest score possible in your hand. The cards range from 0 to 13, so I know I want to get rid of these cards, and I do not know what these cards are. They could be low or high. At the start of your turn, you have your choice if you want to take a card from the draw pile or from the discard pile. For instance, I know that 4 is pretty good and I want to grab it, so I'm allowed to actually take one from the discard pile and replace it. Catch is, if it comes from the discard pile, it has to stay face up, and now other players, if they get a swap card, could go for it, but it would be just as dangerous in their hand for someone to steal it. The other option you can do on your turn is to take a card, look at it secretly. I wouldn't be showing this to anyone, but for the purpose of the video, I'll show it to you. If I drew this 2, I know I definitely want to replace this card. So I can put this face down and then discard my card. So I've already improved immensely. I now have a 2 and a 4 here where before I had an 8 and 11. Your opponents are also doing this. It keeps going around, so hands are constantly shifting. If you were to draw a card with a power, like the spy card, instead of manipulating my hand with it, I can put it down and take a peek at one of their cards. That doesn't flip over. I would just get a peek and look, but that's a 2. That's great. Then, another card that's going to be important in this game is the swap. If you draw it, you can discard it. I don't know what this card is, but chances are good that it's a lot higher than that 2, so I would be allowed to go like this. Again, staying face down because they were both face down. Now, I got rid of that card. It could have been a 1 or 0, but I was just taking my chance and going for the 2, which is likely. Play continues like this, and I think the only other power we haven't seen, which is in here somewhere, oh, there it is peek. Peek lets you look at a card of your own. That's a 0. I now have a very good hand. So I would likely call Cabo, meaning I think I have the lowest hand in the game. The second you call Cabo, the other players each get one more turn to play the cards and do what they can to manipulate their hands, including stealing from you. Somebody could pull up a swap card and grab my 4 away from me and give me a blind card. Once Cabo's been called and everyone's had a turn, you flip over. My hand would be a 8, which is a very good hand. You can see my opponent has a lot higher hand. For scoring purposes, if I called Cabo and my hand was the lowest, I get a 0 for the round. Anyone else would just add up their cards and take that score. Now, if you call Cabo and you're wrong, if someone had a lower hand than me, I'd have to add up my cards and add 10 points to it. The goal of Cabo is to be under 100 points. So people's scores will be counting up. The second someone goes over 100 points, the game ends, and whoever has the lowest score between all the rounds is the winner. And that's how you play Cabo. There's a few other little scoring tweaks that we're not going to get into because this is not a how to play video. We just wanted to show you the general mechanisms, but it's very much a game of watching where cards go, trying to keep track, seeing the cards flip up, and just trying to engineer your hand so it's the lowest. Okay, we're back, and now that you've seen how Cabo plays, we're going to take a look at the factors that we believe qualifies Cabo to be an instant purchase. First, we look at the quality of the game. Now, this is a card game, so you're not going to get a lot of components, but the card stock is really pretty good in this game, a higher end of the card stocks that we've seen, and they're nice enough to give you a score pad. The score pad's not necessary. This is a bar game. You could easily keep score on a napkin, but it is a nice addition, so we want to give them credit for that. Next up, we look at the fun of the game. We're including this as an instant purchase, but I recognize it may not be for everyone because it does require a level of attention. To be good at this game and to win, you have to follow where these cards are going. So if it's in a distracting environment, if maybe you have some attention issues, it may not be for you, but I think it's fun. And it's fun when you mess up. You're not going to lose the game if you misplay one card. So there's going to be a chance everyone will screw up. Everyone will call Cabo and they're not going to have the lowest hand. That's part of the fun, is everyone's going to be making a mistake here. As to how this game fits into a collection, this is a lightweight appetizer game. The perfect kind of game to play while people are coming over and you're still waiting on other players, or maybe you're out in public. It's a good bar game. So this is the game that you play before you get into the heavier stuff. And in playing Cabo, we've discovered we usually play it once or twice we get it out. It's not just a one and done. People get a hang of it and they want to do it again. And finally, price point. This is a $10 game, which is why we're recommending it for an instant purchase. You'll get a lot of bang for your buck out of this. And it's readily available at your friendly local gaming store, Amazon Miniature Market, Card House, Cool Stuff Inc. Any of your favorite online stores should have this. And it's from Bezier Games. We definitely recommend that you check out some of the other titles from Bezier Games, such as One Night Werewolf, Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and any of their other titles like Suburbia. There's just so many. Definitely look at their whole collection. All right, thanks for watching another edition of Roll or Die. This was a look at instant purchase, but we do all kinds of videos. We do reviews, previews, Kickstarter watches, so make sure that you like and subscribe so you get all of our new content. If you look below, you'll see a description of where you can get Cabo and where you can see us on social media. So if you play this game, make sure you leave a comment below, tell us what you think of Cabo, and we'll see you next time on Roll or Die.